All right. Hey, everybody. Steve Moran, Douglas Yates, and Jeffrey Turner. How we all doing, guys?
Doing great.
We're good.
Friday. We're all on the left coast here finally. Finally.
Yeah.
I'm out there in San Diego. I'm actually getting some furniture in my place and making some progress there. I think we're going to have quite the corporate little office down here in place for to meet clients and do some stuff. It's a pretty cool setup. I'll have to share it with you guys later. Really excited today. We were on a call the other day when I was still in the Philippines. I think it was 3:00 in the morning. And, we were on a call with another strategic partner that we'll be talking about in another time. And I heard Jeff talking about how he has been this passionate on this project of gold and silver and this whole type of thing, for a long, long time, back to, almost 20 years ago. And, I worked with Jim Blanchard at the Blanchard investment conferences back in like 91, 92, 93, 94, like that in New Orleans, and got to meet him. So it was really cool to hear that story. So I would turn it over to Doug, and then if Doug can have, Doug's going to give us some updates, and then Jeff's going to kind of tell us how he got into this and why he's so excited about Pair and how he got here. And I think you guys are finding a really, really cool story today. So fire away, Doug. Your mic?
Are you muted?
Yes, I was muted. I
was muted.
Yeah, I was saying some pretty cool stuff too.
There you
go. One of our leaders out there, Linda, she's been helping a lot of people in the armed forces come in and help TOAX. And she sent me an email the other day, and one of our NFT holders, one of our leaders, and that's helping us really get this TOAX to the world. His name's Jeremy Mapalo. He's a senior master sergeant, and on Monday he's going to be awarded the Bronze Star Medal for valor during the combat actions against the enemy force. So it's the fourth highest award in the military combat bravery. So it's pretty impressive. We got
Jeremy. Good job.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so, we helped them out. We already talked to Linda and Steve and such, and we're gonna give them a little bonus for thanking them for defending our constitutional right to do what we're doing right now.
Fighting for our freedom.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Without our freedom, this blockchain stuff wouldn't exist. And not to get too deep into it, but the blockchain technology and what we're doing, what specifically we're doing here at TOAX too, with the distributed blockchain technology, is we're putting all the power back in our hands, which is where it should be anyway. And we're doing that in a way that if you look at the news for now, there's a lot of just bad, what you can consider bad news, or a lot of attacks, but I think it's awesome. First of all, they're cleaning the house a little bit. Second of all, it's showing us, it's kind of providing a perfect path for TOAX and everything that we're doing, because we're doing it the right way. We're 100% transparent. That's what the blockchain is all about. Our story is real. Excuse me. and we're running our company, which is this charitable trust, just like the blockchain, 100% transparent. We're open. That's why we have these live streams. That's why the three of us are here. It's why we take out time of our day to be able to do this and communicate to you guys. So this is it's pretty cool. I'll throw it over to Jeff, and he's going to give some updates on on the technical side of things, and then we'll get back to Steve.
Okay, thanks, Doug. So I guess on the technical side, we're busy working on the landing page this week. We have had some illness and some vacations, so we're a little slower than we would have liked to be, but we hope to have everything up early next week so that you guys can all see that. And then there's a lot of work going on to figure out how to put a user interface together for a new notion of an exchange, a marketplace, and a wallet, which really has not been done before in a completely decentralized fashion. So there's a lot of thought and work going into that as well now. And then I think Steve wanted me to talk a little bit about how I got here with Pair and how that project has all emerged over time. It really started with me reading a book more than 20 years ago called A Creature from Jekyll Island, written by G. Edward Griffin, and made me realize, and this is really the basis, a lot of people who are in the blockchain space and what originally happened with Bitcoin is that people read that particular book, and probably another big one was The Sovereign Individual. And it really had a lot of influence in people's understanding of how the banking systems work, and frankly, how much corruption we have with all these centralized systems that we currently live under. And that made me realize that gold and silver was really the original form of money. That was the first kind of community money. And if we really look back on it, even when Nixon closed the gold window in 71, I think that was, we've never moved away from that money. People continue to use gold, especially as a means of storing value during the difficult times of the 70s and 80s, when we had extremely high inflation rates, which I think we're going to see again now. Now, that's not to say that crypto isn't superior in terms of a form of money, but because it's much more portable, you can literally walk anywhere in the world with 12 words in your head, and you can take your capital or your money with you anywhere you go, which I think is creating an entirely new sovereign class of individuals. We're really going from what used to be the merchant class that was in power to a new sovereign class of people. And I'm hoping everybody that's part of this community is going to be part of that class as well, because I think that's where we're going to have to get to in order to really reform the systems and build new systems from the ground up. But going back to my story with the pair token, I was involved with a project called Interstream back 20 years ago, and I'd gotten heavily involved with these guys at Blanchard and a company called Gold Money to try to figure out how we can build what is the equivalent today of a cryptocurrency-based settlement system. This is back in the mid-2000s. And anyway, there was a hard problem known as the double spend problem, and I got deeply involved with that, talked to actually a lot of the early Bitcoiners. I didn't realize it at the time, but these people were the ones working on the Bitcoin consensus models. And as I came into that, I came to realize that we needed a very fast settlement system to do this thing for that company I mentioned, Interstream, which was basically building a freemium internet. It was building an internet where business and business and first class would pay for coach and cargo. So you could come on, and it was perfect for the developing world, where you could come on, get your internet service, and get basic services for free, because everything else was being subsidized by all the premium services that were used. Anyway, I ran into a little problem known as net neutrality, which was an initiative primarily put together by Google and the likes of Al Gore. When he was working with Eric Schmidt at Google, they'd come up with this whole strategy to kind of counter what we were doing and offering those freemium services. And then as such, we're working on the settlement model. And as we developed the settlement model, it became apparent that we wanted to use gold and silver to do this. So this is where we're at today. That's how this all came in as an outgrowth of this. It goes back about 20 years. And I think we're in a much better position today than we were back in, say, 2008, 2009, when I was really wanting to get this going. The timing just was not right. It's becoming apparent with all the world events, and the three of us have been sharing this article about the BIS and how it's heavily involved with rigging the gold markets and the precious metal markets in general. This is all coming down. It's all gonna be changing very quickly. The other aspect of this that I think is really key is that we can now NFTize gold bars or silver bars. And by being able to track that at an NFT with NFT technology, it's going to really change the whole certification process by which the gold or silver can be bailed in or bailed out, so that you can generate cryptocurrencies on the other side of it. But yeah, anybody has any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I'm happy to dig deep on this. I can pretty much talk forever about it. So I'll stop there. Thanks.
All right. Anything else that you wanted to cover here, Doug? I've been
Jeff brought up an interesting point. A lot of the stable coins out there, like we've been talking about these last few live streams, like the USDT and USDC, that they're not really stable at all. I mean, they're pegged to the dollar, we think. I mean, it's kind of a known secret that one article said basically they can only guarantee 4 times a year when the auditors look at the books that there's actual enough dollars backing the tokens that are created out there. But any other time of year, they have no clue if there's really those assets back there. And it's really easy to, to borrow a bunch of money, put in your account, let the auditors look at it, and then give it back. So it's kind of a known secret. Those stable coins are not stable.
Right,
and they're centralized.
We're all blockchain
and they're
companies, guys. Right? They're all blockchain companies. It's like, if you're really a blockchain company, then put everything that you have on the blockchain and be transparent about it. And if it's all, if you're not willing to put it on the blockchain, then you're not proud of it, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you're a blockchain company, why is it not there? It's because
you're obviously hiding something.
Because you're trying to deceive somebody, or you're being deceptive about something. You're not being totally truthful.
Yeah. And anyone tracking the Tornado Cash fiasco here over the last couple of weeks will see that USDC actually censored people's accounts using USDC with Tornado Cash. Yeah. That this tech is meant to make money uncensorable, and when you start censoring money, you're not really a decentralized coin.
No, you're not.
There's only really, I think the only one that's really out there that's truly decentralized is DAI, and that's unfortunately also centralized on USDC. There's I think 50% of its holdings now or something like USDC. So that's a problem too. So I just don't see any.
That's the whole thing. Is there's so many.
This pair.
Yeah, there's so much, and I mean, it's, to me, I mean, it's kind of the least talked about component out there, but it's the most important component in the crypto space. Okay, because just by its nature, we're in a volatile market, right? We're in a volatile market, and people want to have something that they feel is safe. Okay, and but like from a business standpoint, it's like, look at Tether. Tether's got 67 billion tokens. It's like, that means that somebody's put up $67 billion to have $67 billion. It's like, when there's no return on an investment and you're not charging a fee to trade something, it's like that. How does that ever balance out, right? It's because somebody's leveraging. They have to be doing lots of leverage to make that work out, or else nobody's going to get into that game. People don't invest $67 billion with no exit strategy or no way of making money, right? It's but I think that we're in the right place at the right time. Technology is right there. We're going to be able to really go out, and I think we've got a way to go out and really start to capture these communities that we want to, by making a real dedicated commitment to them at the same time, right? And then going out there going, hey, boom, we got $1 million. Let's go put you guys in. That's, this is for you. Let's show you how to make this happen over and over and over and over again, by developing a community, rewarding that community, taking care of that community. And the transaction fees, guys, it's these transaction fees that just keep going around and around and around and around and around and around and around. And that's what, what drives the market that nobody really talks about, is that, if you do the right thing, okay, you just have so many of these fees that come in here. And if you just take these things and do things a little with them, and take care of the right things with them, you can have something magical. You can have something that's really magical and that benefits everybody out there. These ecosystems that we're going to be opening these charities into and nonprofits is going to just be so amazing for them. I mean, it's going to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars a month, over and over again, just by the community using it. Okay. And being able to use it for rewards and games and just all the transactions, just everything they can possibly do within that whole community, because, this is a transaction-based community that we're part of. And that's what it's all about. You don't have to be, worrying about any of these other things. Okay. How you make money on this or this or this. It's kind of like there's an on-ramp and an off-ramp, and we're kind of have them both right there. Right. And we get it all because we don't have to share it with a zillion different exchanges with people trying to go find the same different kinds of things. Right. When you make it simple for the buyer. So, we've got something here that's going to be so much fun. I'm really excited for us to, get out to Dubai here in a little over a month, gentlemen. We're going to be out there, and It's going to be a game, set, match, man. We're going to go, bring on 1,000 customers. Let's show you what this business will look like with 1,000 customers, and show you exactly how we're going to get the 1,000 customers. Okay. And exactly what we're going to do with the 1,000 customers. Okay. And, I think it's, you guys are going to love this model. We've got a great new tagline. The more we give, the more you receive, the more we give, the more you receive, it's a great program. You got to be part of it. So, anything else, guys? What do you got going on for the weekend? It's Saturday.
I'm working on the white paper, getting that thing done. So I know you guys have been hitting me up on Discord and emails and stuff, waiting for that. So we're almost done with that. And Jeff's nose of the grindstone, getting the landing page up. So we're gonna have a fun weekend. So I'd like to just sum up, kind of what we've been talking about today is these problems out here really provide opportunities. And the great part is all the problems that are kind of being talked about in the press, we have the solution. There may be other people, but we're the only one that has the solution for all of these things, because we have a strong foundation. We have a stronger foundation, even what we had before, with using the pair token as the foundation. And then we got the power of the wheels token, which is basically the gas that runs this whole thing. Everything runs through wheels. And then we got our communities that we are facilitating through the exchange and the NFT marketplace, and 100% distributed, or decentralized, and we're also 100% transparent. I mean, you can't get a better situation than that. It's all in one. It's everything that you're looking for in a company to back, to tell other people about. And we're something that Steve always says is we're not really constant. Our business and our mindset's not really concentrating on price, the price of this, the price of that. We're concentrating on volume, which basically the price will follow that volume. The more volume we get, which means the more people we onboard, the more charities we onboard, the more communities we onboard, the more people we tell about it, the better. And that's why, we got the special going on between now and the end of Labor Day. And then that window's going to close, and then that's it. We're going to go into the next phase. Just like Steve says all the time, reach down deep to whoever you're talking to. Get in those last minute purchases of the NFTs. And, behind every NFT is a bunch of tokens. So you get the best of both worlds there. You just buy one thing and you get both of the profit sharing or the revenue sharing items, or the token and the NFT. So that's just wanted to close with that. I'll throw it back to you, Steve.
Yeah, no, guys, it's we're going to go out and do something special. This event we're going to in Dubai. It's going to be amazing. We're going to really kind of show the world exactly what we're doing. We're going to show them what we've got built in place, and exactly how we're going to go do it, what that looks like once it's done. And we've got the opportunity because of the way we built this business, and we weren't just sitting here thinking about just how to make money. We're really trying to think about how to add value, and about how can we give back and make sure that everybody's rewarded. We've set this thing up with where it's all based on transaction volume, but every piece of the transaction volume, is going to be given up into certain different areas to really benefit everybody and maximize that whole ignition, right? It just ignites the whole thing and makes it just take off, because you're, kind of doing that the right way. And so it doesn't matter whether you're talking about stuff going up and down and this kind of thing. It's just the transaction volume that's going to be what fuels this whole thing. And it's just like the electricity, underground, that kind of lights up the whole city. This is the kind of thing that, you're plugged into, and this transaction fee, it's there. It's just happening all the time. And you totally control that. That's the one thing that you control. And it's the most powerful, it's the most powerful thing that there is. Okay. Out there is the kind of money that these transactions, ultimately can be done, on a daily basis. Dogecoin, okay, which does nothing. It started as a practical joke and has no value. It's still trading 1 billion tokens a day. Okay. a billion tokens a day. If you bring on a charity that does that, a billion tokens a day, 1% of that's 10 million a day. Okay. 10% of that fee, $1 million a day is going back to that charity under that kind of a scenario. $1 million a day, every day. Okay. It's like, hey, you feel pretty good about that? I mean, do you think that's going to keep going? Okay. Wow. What's that community token going to be like? Okay. What's that thing going to all be worth? You know, but we're not even worried about any of that stuff because the fuel, the energy is what feeds everything. Okay. This was thought out differently than anybody has ever thought about anything, you know, in business in this kind of a way before. And I think being able to use these smart contracts and be able to tie things back, you know, you can reward people in perpetuity. You know, literally, you know, if what you have an agreement on something that you do one time and all of a sudden forever and ever and ever, you're getting, you know, people are getting paid for generations on, you know, what you thought of today, you know, or they're getting paid on it for a long time down the road. So it's gonna be fun, man. We're in a great spot here. So I'm gonna get out and I got more stuff to get moved in here over the weekend, and we'll be back at you here Monday morning. Anything else, guys?
That's it. Take care, man.
All right. Hey, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right.